Hello, and welcome to each one of you to our YouTube page. I, Dr. Ekta Janseti, am glad to have all of you here and see this video, which is more about sociology optional for competitive examinations for UPSC. I'm sure you all must be having lots of questions about this course, about how we would be going about it, about the course outline, the methodology, the course construction, the questions. Don't worry about any of it. We'll be taking it one by one. But before that, Dr. Ekta Janseti, am here on behalf of Sri Ram's IAS, which is a premier institute in this particular domain, and they've been active since more than 35 years now, and they've given some great results and great toppers to all of us. And with this digital module, the aim is to get closer to each one of you, to extend this guidance to so many more people. So before beginning and before introducing myself formally, I'd like to share a little about them. So let me share my screen with you in a second. Hmm. Yes, let me see. Yes, I think now it is visible. So this is about Sri Ram's IAS and a faculty wherein we have a devoted person to each paper. So I would be taking sociology optional here. Then you have why Sri Ram's IAS. There are lots of whys here, which I am sure would be of interest to all of you. So we have a number of courses coming up. So a little about them. For example, you have the General Studies Foundation course here. This is you have the timings given. Then you have the crash course for CA, current affairs, for GS, general studies, and CSAT. Then, of course, the last but not the least, you have the optionals for geography, history, economics, sociology, public administration, political science, and international relations. So all these optionals will be taken up and will be taught by experts here. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm Dr. Ekta Jain Sethi, and I've been connected with the discipline of sociology for a long time now. I'm a gold medalist in sociology since school. I did my bachelor's honors, BA honors in sociology from Lady Shri Ram College, Delhi University. Then I went on to do my master's, my MPhil, and PhD, dissertation PhD thesis in sociology from Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. Post which I've taught at premier institutes like Lady Shri Ram College, like JNU, and like many other places. I've been involved with UPSC aspirants, with students since a long time. Now it's been around 7 to 8 years. The discipline of sociology per se has been really close to me, so I know how one would take it as someone with not from this background. How does sociology come across to them, and how to make it most comprehensible and most easy and most fun for them to understand this paper and to attempt this paper. So with that aim, as of now in this class, I think we'll begin with first and foremost the course outline. So let me again share my screen. Yes. Yeah. So you have sociology optional class here, and first and foremost the W's. Now these W's are really important. By W I mean for whom, the whys, and the what. Okay. Now first and foremost, the for whom. Now the idea is for whom people here are all from different disciplinary backgrounds. So not all of you are from sociology, not all of you are from humanities. Someone is from commerce, someone is uh, from science, someone is from a very different background, and yet we are all here on the same field, on the same level playing field. So I'm sure there must be concerns, there must be fears, there must be doubts that will we be able to do this? Are we sure that we are getting into this? My answer would be keep your fears away. Keep your worries away. We are here as your educator to help you get through this journey with most ease. You just have to put in your 100% effort and there's nothing to worry. In fact, I'll tell you a very interesting thing. Someone from a MA sociology background, the way he or she would attempt a UPSC paper, they're very different. Like when you write an answer for masters and when you're writing an answer for UPSC, these two are different walks of life. Okay. So in a way, all of you have to start from a clean slate. Okay. Am I clear? All of us have to begin fresh. A clean slate, a fresh beginning, and we are good to go. So don't worry about being from different disciplines. Another thing, why sociology? Many of you must have already made up your mind about this paper. Many of you must still be thinking that should I go for this? Am I right for this? The questions are quite genuine. The questions are quite right. Now, why sociology? There has been a popularity when, as far as sociology is concerned. Have you ever thought why? So the exam patterns changed over time. Gradually, there were papers like physics and maths, which were very popular at one point of time. And with time, there were a lot of toppers coming from humanities, especially sociology. So you see how with the change of exam pattern, the change of questions, the change of content, sociology became really popular and for the right reasons. So of course it is scoring, it's easier in terms of that lots of things that you learn here, lots of things that you'll read here, you will feel that this is common sense. I know it. That could be the case, but so that just makes it a bit easier. Yet there are certain technicalities, there are certain knowledge theories that you need to know through the course. Another really important benefit of sociology, which I would say, is that it's a overlap with your general studies paper. Now, when I say overlap, it does not mean कि sociology पढ़ लिया तो GS पढ़ने की ज़रूरत नहीं है या GS पढ़ लिया तो sociology paper 2 is not required. No, that is not what I mean, guys. Okay, both of them have their own importance. For example, I'll give you an example. आप imagine करो कि somebody asks you to write something on, say, gender discrimination. Okay, gender discrimination in India. Now, this is a very general topic. It's a commonsensical topic, right? So you can always write about it. However, how sociology will add here is, imagine that simple answer जिसमें आपने media लिख दिया, politics लिख दिया, सब लिख दिया. But that general answer being backed up by theories, by good thinkers, by good researchers. Imagine that answer. Imagine the richness of that answer. And that will come through your paper 2, through sociology. So you will learn about several gender theories, you'll learn about several such things which you can use in that answer. Okay, and this is just one example. It's just what I mean to say in short is that sociology as a paper will always help you in other papers also. You'll also come across this term, queen of sciences, like that's what sociology is called, and you'll understand the reason for it. Okay, and of course, the what, last but not the least, the what. In case of what, we mean is the subject matter of sociology, not only understanding it, but also attempting to write it. So understanding, studying it is one part. कई बार हमारे साथ होता है कि हमें कॉन्सेप्ट समझ आ गया, हमें theory समझ आ गई, but how do we attempt to write it? That's a very different ball game, and वहाँ पे we generally folly. So through this paper, we will avoid that. We will avoid doing that mistake and we'll try to understand, build up this gap between understanding and writing. Okay. So next we come to, now before beginning the anything from the topic, I would like to take you through a little bit brief of the course outline. जिनको श्योर है कि हमें सोशियोलॉजी करना है, दे मस्ट हैव गॉटन द कोर्स आउटलाइन. जिनको कंफ्यूजन है करना है नहीं करना है, दे डेफिनेटली मस्ट हैव गॉटन इट, है ना, बिकॉज दैट कंफ्यूजन मेक्स यू वर्क एक्स्ट्रा हार्ड. तो उन्होंने तो पक्का ले लिया होगा. ऑल ऑफ यू हैव योर कोर्स आउटलाइन विद यू, बट in this class we'll just glimpse through it, that what it is, how would we go about it, what do different things mean, a little idea of the entire outline. Okay, firstly, you know that the paper is here. You can see it's divided into two parts. You have paper 1, paper 2. Now, the paper one is basically the general sociology. You will be understanding the fundamentals of sociology, okay? And paper two will be about sociology in India. तो पहले तो आपने sociology का पूरा एक general चीज समझा, and after that you are applying that to Indian society. Okay, that is what we'll be doing. Okay, now here, if you see, hmm. Now here if you see, you have sociology, the discipline. Now here you will be learning about different concepts. Like in the very first class, I will try and cover these concepts like Dark Ages, like Enlightenment, like the Age of Renaissance, and so many more. Okay. Then you will be knowing, understanding the relationship with other social sciences like chemistry, like economics, like psychology, like history, like anthropology. Anthropology is in fact called the twin sister of sociology, so you'll be learning about those. Then you have the research methods. You have sociology as a science. So you'll be doing all of it. Then you have, now this sheet which you are seeing here, this slide that you are seeing here is the most important one, I would say. Please take special care of this one. Okay. Now here you have these thinkers. Now, these thinkers are all very important. You have Karl Marx, you have Durkheim, you have Weber, you have Parsons, Talcott Parsons, you have Robert K. Merton, you have George Herbert Mead. They form somewhere the bulk of your paper. Your most questions, everything would come from them. Okay, so they are very important. We will be providing ample time and ample attention to these topics. Okay, many questions will come directly. For example, they'll come like Karl Marx, something about Karl Marx's contribution about sociology, something about Durkheim's contribution to sociology. It will come in this manner. However, certain questions will come through concepts. Okay, now understanding that is also very important. For example, a question might come like discuss religion. Now religion में आपसे religion नहीं लिखोगे. How are you going to explain that religion? Through Weber's Protestant ethic and spirit of capitalism. How are you going to discuss that religion through religion and society, through spirit of capitalism? For example, a question on work. How are you going to explain work without division of labor? Not possible. Without Marx? Not possible. Right? So these thinkers are going to come again and again. Okay, they'll come again and again to you. They'll come directly, they'll come indirectly, so they are important. Then you have different topics like stratification and mobility. You have work and economic life, politics, society. You will have all of these here. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, now you have the Indian society structure and change. This is another important, the second paper, which is again very important. Now, this at times you might feel that this is a general paper, this is about India, but here again, when you see this is backed by, there are theorists here, there are important books here. For example, you have here Modernization of Indian Tradition. Now, Modernization of Indian Tradition is again by a thinker, Y. Singh, Yogendra Singh. So you have G.S. Ghurre, you have M.N. Srinivas, you have A.R. Desai, you have Yogendra Singh. So you have all these thinkers in paper 2 also. Yogendra Singh, in fact, good that we brought it up. Modernization of Indian Tradition, that's a very important book. Guys, take it. ठीक है, that's a very nice book, I'll say. In fact, आपको एक बार पढ़ के ऐसा लगेगा कि was it made for UPSC? Okay, the way it is structured, it's very good. Only problem which you might feel is the language. Okay, it's written in a little complicated manner. You need not worry. I mean, that's why we are here. That's why these classes are here. So we'll make it easy for you. But that book is nice. It's not a very thick book. It's a thin book. Oh yes, when you're talking about thick books, one of the books that you must have is Haralambis. I'm sure many of you would know about it. When you're talking about sociology, especially for competitive exams, Haralambis becomes like your main guide. It's like your go-to book. Okay, take it. It's a thick blue book, but take it. And read it whenever you have time. Yes, at times you would feel ye kya hai, okay? So don't get scared, okay? When I'm saying that, that means like for there'll be different terms that will come here, okay? So for example, there'll be a term called Verstehen. There'll be a term called totemism, okay? Many of you might be knowing, many of you would not. There'll be something like neo-functionalism, not only functionalism, neo-functionalism. There'll be something like conflict theory. So there'll be all these things, okay? So that is one important fact, that don't get nervous when you see these jargons, when you read these jargons. ये होंगे, ये हर किताब में होंगे. Point ये है that you start reading it, and then in the class when you are coming across these topics, things will be very clear to you. So you can read, you can understand in class and then also read it. Okay. So any of the way, however it works for you, please read it. So that is an important book as far as this entire sociology for UPSC is concerned. Harry we have talked about. Um, we've talked about Yogendra Singh. Now this is again a part of paper 2. You have all these concepts. Now, for example, in paper 1, you did kinship. Here you will be doing kinship in context of India. So you have this entire paper. For example, social movements, again another important topic. Social movements ke liye there's another work. You can you can wait. We'll come to it later because thoda baad mein hai wo topic. We'll take it up later. This is Ghanshyam Shah's work. It's a good work otherwise. So for social movements particularly. So these are the reference books that we have discussed. Harry Lombus I've told you about. Okay, George Ritzer. Guys, another thing, please see these things that George Ritzer, again a very important work, especially for your thinkers. When you are talking about thinkers, your sociological thinkers, Marx, Weber, Durkheim, all of them, George Ritzer is really good. Okay. Then of course Yogendra Singh we have discussed, Ghanshyam Shah I've told you. Veena Das is more like when you are talking about if you want a handbook for your second paper, the name itself is in fact Handbook of Indian Sociology. So if you want that, you can think of Veena Das, okay? And this, all of you must be knowing that this is important, okay? It is quite important. NCERT class 11 and 12. If possible, get hold of the older edition. If not, अगर आपने कोई नई books ली हैं, अभी recent editions लिए हैं, don't worry, there's no problem. It's all the same. It's just that in the older edition, the way things are written, the way जो language होती है, that is much easier. That's that's a very happier, I would say, a happier language. Okay, so it's easier. So but again, there is no stress about it. If you have already taken the NCERT for whatever purpose, जो भी edition लिया है, don't worry. जो पुराना NCERT है class 12 का, so class 11 NCERT is basically about sociology. Okay, it is about sociology. And class 12 is about Indian society. Okay, just like how your paper is, this is also like that. This is also like that. Okay, and Indian society जो older edition है, that was by K.L. Sharma. Okay, K.L. Sharma, the older edition. And this was a very nicely written edition. So that's why I'm suggesting you that go for it. But in case, of course, nahi hota hai, so don't worry. Even the recent ones are good. Harry Lombus, start reading. Get it and start reading. NCERT, read it. Ritzer, you can wait. It's good in general also, but it's mainly for thinkers. Okay, mainly for thinkers. I mean, if you want to read it, otherwise great, but mainly for thinkers. Vaising का difficult है book थोड़ा पढ़ना, but it's again a very good book. Modernization of Indian tradition. Okay, this is his work. Modernization of Indian tradition. Ghanshyam Shah, you can wait. This is mainly for movements. So we can wait. We'll come to it later, the concept. Veena Das is a general book of Handbook of Sociology. Handbook of Indian Sociology. Okay. So this is more like a general book if you want it now or later, or you don't want, depends. Important, important. Okay, now this is really important, all of you, because all your topics, everything will be covered in your classroom notes. Also, it is not possible to read each and every reference book from page to page, from word to word. It is not possible. Plus, it is waste of time, it is waste of your attention, it is waste of your energy. Let's not do that. Let's save on all of it, right? हमारा ही टाइम है, हमारी एनर्जी है, हमारा ही अटेंशन है, क्यों वेस्ट करना है? उसकी जगह try and solve another paper, right? So my point is your classroom notes will help you a lot in helping you judge किस पे कितना पढ़ना है, क्या पढ़ना है. Many of the things, in fact, your classroom notes will be sufficient. Okay, you might not even need to refer to books. For others, I will tell you that for what you need, how much from whichever book. Okay, so don't waste. Don't put more than the effort required. I mean, it will just make me feel a little bad. So let's avoid it. So as of now, we've gone through the course outline. I've told you what are the different topics that will be covered. I think we can begin with a little bit of something in this. So with the very first topic, let's see, that is, okay, before that, your basic takeaways. I think it's very clear to all of you that what the basic takeaways are, right? It's clear that we have to spend time with the paper. By spending time with the paper, again, I don't mean that uselessly काम करना है. We will do what I say, intelligent hard work. Okay, what I call intelligent hard work. Okay, we have to do that only. Then your guidance, I'm of course there. The course will be there. Any questions, anything that you need to know, we'll be there. Reading is important. कुछ पहले पढ़िए, कुछ classroom के बाद पढ़िए, but reading is important. You will know the process, only then you can aim for the result. Okay, so, and through this class, through this course, you will know this process. And understanding along with writing, this is very important, and this is something that generally get missed when we are preparing for competitive exams. So in this paper, I will try that this aspect does not get lagged. Also, I did not tell you, in every class we'll be also taking up certain questions. We'll be beginning or we'll be ending with some questions, so by the end you'll have a good enough question bank. I know you all can get sample papers, you all will have question banks, but जब वो आपके classroom note में आपको मिलते हैं ना, it's much easier, you are quicker with it, and your memory, आपका remembrance उस question का better होता है. ठीक है? So my aim would also be to give you a good bank of questions in every class. Part of it we'll discuss beforehand, part of it we'll discuss in the next class, depending upon the time, depending upon the topic. Okay, so don't worry about it, but we'll definitely take up questions. So okay, in fact, let me do one thing. Even now, let me first begin with questions. So this is what I call it. I'm calling it the food for thought. Okay, now let's see here. Look at the very second question. Chalo. Discuss the historical antecedents of emergence of sociology as a discipline. Historical antecedents. Okay, and look at the last question. Okay, sociology, how is it linked with modernization of Europe? The two questions are very different, right? One talks about historical antecedents that led to the emergence of sociology. Okay, how did sociology emerge? The second is asking you about linking sociology with modernization of Europe. The two are very different questions, the way they are framed, but the content, the answers are same. Their answers are same. The way that answer will be framed will change. Okay. Similarly, even in your first one, aspects of enlightenment, these are all same, more or less same question. More or less, they'll have the same answer. Preeminently the study of modern societies. So more or less all of these will have very similar answers. Now I would just discuss a little bit about sociology, how it emerged, about the term sociology. Did you know, how many of you actually knew that the term sociology comes from two words. One is a Latin word and one is a Greek word. And that's how it's called companion in Latin and the study of in Greek, and we have sociology here. What would it mean? Study of companionship, right? Study of companionship. Companionship कहाँ होता है? Companionship society में होता है, right? So literally what it becomes, what sociology becomes. If study of companion है, companion कहाँ है? Society में है. तो किसका study हो गया? Society का study हो गया, right? In the most basic rudimentary manner, I'm saying. Now, one of the earliest ways of envisioning sociology, of understanding sociology, comes from Darwinian effect. You know Charles Darwin and his theory for survival of the fittest, his theory of social evolution. Okay, that we all are moving in evolutionary stage. This is the evolution. You can see this diagram, right? This is the evolution. Similarly, according to thinkers, some of the thinkers who were present during the emergence of sociology, who had a big role to play in emergence of sociology, they believed in this kind of social evolution. They believe that society evolves. So their understanding of sociology is what we call an evolutionary understanding of sociology. Okay, according to them, society is evolving from, say, simple to complex, from simple to complex. Okay, so for example, in fact, some of them, prominent thinkers take a lot from evolutionary perspective. For example, if we talk about Marx, for Marx, the mode of production moved from ancient to medieval as in feudal, ancient, feudal. Then you have the capitalist mode of production, and then you have communism. So communism comes much later. In fact, lots of middle stages are also there. Socialist mode of production are also there. Okay, so you have ancient going to feudalism, going to capitalism, in fact, then socialist, and then communism mode of production. So Marx also gave an evolutionary modes of production, evolutionary theory. So many of them do. One of the most prominent ones through which the sociology actually emerged is Auguste Comte. Okay, is Auguste Comte. Now, Auguste Comte was a French philosopher. He is also called as the father of sociology. Okay, he's also called as the father of sociology because he coined the term sociology. Okay, he's coined the term sociology in 1838. Auguste Comte, Saint Simon, these were people. Saint Simon, these were people. Sorry, got stuck. Let me quickly go to that slide. Just ignore the, yeah. So they are people who really believe that sociology is close to science. It is a scientific discipline. It is a scientific discipline, they believed. And many people, many thinkers later refuted them also. Many thinkers refuted them. For many thinkers, sociology was not natural sciences. It was nothing to do with natural sciences. But for them, it was. It is justifiable. You see, during a time when certain like natural sciences were in vogue. Okay, natural sciences were in vogue. Sociology is a new discipline. It is gradually emerging. So the people, the founders would want it to have a higher affinity, have a closeness towards something which is so regarded. And natural sciences was highly regarded. It was highly appreciated. So instead, there were these thinkers like Saint Simon, like Auguste Comte, who believed in the closeness of sociology to natural science. In fact, Auguste Comte, for this reason, also calls it a scientific discipline. Okay. Later, they were refuted. Now, just in very quickly, we know we've said it earlier that what is sociology? We know it comes from companion and study of society. So it becomes study of society. Okay. So very quickly this now, and this also that it is a very rudimentary, very basic definition. Now, if you see another definition, please ignore this on the slide. Sociology can be seen as a study of human behavior. It can be seen as a study of human behavior. It can be human behavior, interaction, social ties, or social processes by which sociologists attempt to determine how the society, that a social institution, is working and surviving. Okay, so there's a study of human behavior, there's study of interaction, there's study of social ties, there's study of social processes, and all of these are happening within society, within the social institutions. So this is basically the study that sociology entails. For example, something like a family. Okay, now you are understanding how in family there's human behavior, there are interactions, there are different relationships, there's father daughter, there are husband wife, so there are different relations, there is continuous process going on. So family becomes an institution that sociologists would study. Now, for Kingsley Davis, sociology is like a general science of society. For Durkheim, sociology is a science of social institution. Okay. For Weber, sociology is the science which attempts the interpretive understanding of social action. What heavy duty ta? Interpretive understanding of social action. Don't worry. These are also concepts. These are also theoretical contributions of Weber, and we'll be understanding these theoretical contributions as and when time comes. So as of now, I just spoke about them to give you an idea that how different sociologists have given their own definitions of the discipline of sociology. Okay, so this is basically about sociology, about the basic definition of sociology. Now, if we come to the emergence of sociology, so how sociology actually emerged. Now, this is something that we'll be taking up in the next class, and we'll also be returning to these questions which I gave you earlier, and we'll be understanding how the emergence of sociology, how enlightenment, how these concepts, how modernization, a little bit about these concepts, how these concepts are linked, and how sociology as a discipline has emerged. So we'll be understanding all of this, and we'll be taking up newer topics like the relationship of social sciences and questions for the same also. So I really hope all of you understood a little about this entire course. The aim was to give you a very brief idea about what this course would be all about, how we would be going about in this course at Sri Ram's, and what all do you require for this course, and like any of your worries, any of your questions, please put it in the comment section, and we'll try and take it up later. And in detailed teachings and detailed stuff would be happening in the proper courses. So thank you so much, and thank you so much, and all the best again to each one of you. And I'll see you hopefully soon for the regular classes. So signing off from here, Dr. Ekta Jain Sethi. Take care, all of you. Good day.